Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, biggest gob in sport. Today we're joined by Jake from London. When he clicks on, few tech issues. Do apologise. No, ever runs smooth, does it? For those of you that like Porky's Corner, feel free to jump over to our sister channel if you like other sports. Porky's International YouTube. Right, here we go. He should be on any second now. Turning into a big job, this though, at the moment. I'm not the most patient person in the world, so we're going to give it another 5 minutes. And then that'll be it. I'll go solo, I think. No, it's ever easy, is it, in this day and age? Come on, Jake. Come on, lad. Let's have it. Let's have it. Come on, son. What's going on here? Here we go. We're on. We're joined by Jake from London. Women love him, men want to be him. How you doing, Jake?
How's it going, Porks? You good?
Oh my God, we're on, are we?
Yeah.
Nightmare, mate. Right.
Finally.
Are we doing? Are you behind camera today? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Can't see you, mate. No.
I can see you on the bed. I can't.
Yeah. I'm in spare bedroom, mate. We're told I've got to do it in here today. Well, you'll get your you sussed it now, haven't you? You've sussed it. It should come through.
You can see me.
Still can't see. All I can see is a black screen. Oh, with Jake in middle. Oh. Anyway, I will start with your face. And how you been, Jake? You all right?
Yeah, I've been all good. Just recovered from a little cold, but I'm all back to normal now.
Yeah, you excited for boxing this week?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Shame about the cancellations, but yeah, still some good fights on there.
You mean Beefy Smith?
A bit suspect, I think.
Well, he's got weight issues, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it sounds a bit suspect to suddenly put it. I've not heard a word from him as well. No statement, no nothing. So, we'll see what happens with that. Especially after the back of the Eubank situation, for him to have back-to-back camps like this.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Do you think it's possible, Jake, that Beefy Smith could have had an offer to fight Eubank in the trilogy?
For when? This weekend? Or
no, not this weekend, obviously, but down the line, and he just didn't want to risk it with Kelly fight. Do you think that could have been feasible?
Nah, I don't think so. Because why would he risk waiting on a Eubank fight when potentially he can go the Conor Benn route, and he's got other fights lined up Eubank, so that would be a bit silly of him to wait on that.
While we're on Eubank, who do you see him fighting next? Because we're hearing a lot of talk about Erisland Lara, age 42, Billy Joe Saunders, 11 year after the first one, Crawford and Canelo, Beefy Smith trilogy. Where do you think Eubank will go, Jake?
I just think it's all nonsense. I think it's just throwing names out there. Billy Joe Saunders, let's be real, he's gonna at least want 2 comeback fights before he has any sort of fight. So that's off the cards. Conor Benn, I don't think he's fighting until early mid next year. So the Lara fight, he's not really a big name, Lara. He's a quality fighter, but he wants the big money fights, Eubank. So I actually don't know. Maybe the Shiraz fight, but I don't think he's going to take that either. So I actually don't know with Eubank what he's going to do. But I know he wasn't he mandatory with Yarde?
Yeah, but Eubank's mandatory, but he never seems to want them fights, does he? Them no name fights. He always wants like a domestic pay-per-view or a Canelo type, doesn't
he? Yeah. So I don't see any of them fights. Billy Joe, Conor Benn, definitely not for now.
Well,
at least for another.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I say at least for another year you won't see them.
I've been told Billy Joe's not going to fight ever again. So
nah. You told me who is he gonna fight?
Well, I mean, he could end up fighting Kell Brook, but what would it be? 2 fat blokes going at it.
Yeah, nah. Kell Brook's. I don't see him coming back.
He's 39 next birthday, Kel. It's old for a welterweight, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it would definitely be at a catch weight, or he'll be up at middleweight.
Middleweight.
Yeah, it won't be at his usual weight.
Do
Definitely
you,
not.
do you feel that Crawford and Eubanks are feasible fight?
That's a weird one because they both had he had Crawford's trainer the last fight. It's weird, that one. I don't believe that will happen. But you never know in boxing. You never know.
Yeah, you're a big boxing fan, Jake, aren't you? You're
Yeah.
opinionated and that. You get into it, don't you? Pay your pay-per-view and all that
Yeah. Well, for the right fights, yeah.
for the right fights. Yeah, that's good. That I like to see that. I do for right fights. I'm going to buy it this weekend, but I might go up to there's a pub up here got it on. If I don't go out, I'll pay for it. I'm done with them streams and that now. They're hit and miss, aren't they?
Yeah, connection and all that sort of stuff is risky. So it's like, why take the risk? But
Mm.
yeah, if it's a fight that's not worth paying for, I understand why people do it. But yeah, if it's proper fights, I don't mind paying.
What
Definitely.
do you think, Jake, about Turkey Al Sheikh saying he's going to get it down to 15 quid pay-per-view? Do you think that's good?
No, it's definitely good. I don't see how it's gonna work. Well, if he pulls it off in the US, that's really good because their prices are quite high.
Yeah.
UK, I think he can do it, but US, I know their models based on like $100. Usually they charge 89. It's quite high over there, so I don't know how he's gonna work it over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's not. I'm
Well,
thinking.
right, go on. You were saying.
No, I'm saying he's not a guy to say something and then not follow up with it so far, as we've seen.
Yeah, he's stood on, hasn't he?
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Who'd have thought we'd have had a man with a tea towel on his head dictating Bricktop and Eddie Hills, and they're going, yes, turkey, no turkey, 3 bags full turkey.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They all want to be friends and they're all group hugging each other.
That's what money does for some people, especially in boxing.
Yeah. Who have you got, DeBar or AJ, Jake?
As it's got closer, I've seen people swaying to the bar, but I think AJ on experience, and I think DeBar's best chance is to go in there and pull it on him. But as we know with AJ, he's very good with the uppercuts up close. So DeBar's got to be careful of that. And I like DeBar, but I don't like the way he was getting hit his last fight. And I think if AJ touches him with those sort of shots, he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. But I slightly lean towards AJ.
Yeah, the overall, all in all, this Turkey takeover thing, do you think it's been good for boxing as a whole at the top end? But do you think it's had an effect on the lower end in the UK?
Definitely good for boxing because some of the fights we've got on the cards, they would have been spread out. Usually, each fighter on that card would have been a main event on
in the UK.
Yeah, so I think to have some of the fights you've had all in one card, I think it's been good. But I think small hall boxing, anyway, I go and support some local fighters and stuff like that. I think it's been dying for years before Turkey anyway, because York Hall empty, and it's just the same opponents you know is going to win, same journeyman you're seeing every week. So really, I think it was already dying. I think COVID was the real killer for small hall anyway. So I don't think Turkey's maybe pushed it down a bit more. If anything, I think he's made it better for small hall because you're seeing like English title fights on these smaller cards as well now. So I think people have got a better chance of getting on TV. If they do good on them, it can get pushed up a bit quicker, I think. So I think it's good overall. But small hall definitely dying anyway from COVID.
Yeah, I do. Silent bands. I want to read you some names out here, Jake. Ebony Bridges, Shannon Courtney, Dylan White, Conor Ben. They're all around 2 year or over 2 year. Not 40 UK. Are they serving silent ones? And if they were, would we get to know?
I didn't know about that. I've heard about Dylan White and Conor. I've heard whispers about that one. To be fair, going around. Shannon Courtney and I'm the first to hear it from you. I didn't know, but
yeah, it's on Bot Trick. If you look, Champ 14 UK for a few weeks off 2 years. Same for Ebony Bridges.
Yeah, nothing surprised me. I think this stuff's been going on for years, but it's more coming out now. People, because there's some people in certain gyms I've seen in boxers, they've just pulled out on the day of the fight, the weigh-in, and then it's just been suspicious, and then they've just not fought again for a while. So now it's coming out. I'm starting to think it's been happening for possibly a while.
Yeah, everybody looking for an edge, do you think, Jake?
Yeah, and I think with the high profile fighters that are doing it, if you notice what they do, if they are sign-up bans, they'll start near the end. They'll do a couple interviews and get them slowly self back out there when they know they're coming near a return, and try and ease their way back in. So I think, yeah, definitely, I think it's going on. With Conor Ben, I'm hearing he's back next year, but British Board ain't really speaking about what's going on or releasing any statements. So it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
Very. I know Dylan White. He's not got a UK license, has he?
No, he's
So
on a
yeah,
Portuguese one, isn't he?
yeah. Gonna really get the details we want to hear, the public, to what's going on with that. I think it would be kind of swept under the carpet.
Do you think that these silent bans, they've all signed non-disclosures so nobody could talk about it, all parties involved?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Big John Fury, big fighting man, in the ring or on the hard road. Where is he, Jake? He's missing.
Oh man, Big John. Yeah, he's been hiding for a while. Maybe he's a bit humble pie because that whole week I feel like was just embarrassing. The whole headbutting the guy, and it just, yeah, it took a bit of the shine off the fight. And
Yeah.
if Fury had won, everyone would have forgotten about that and said, "Oh yeah, just John normal antics." But because Fury lost, that just made that whole situation worse. But yeah, I think near the rematch he might pop out again maybe. But yeah, he's been quiet.
He'll pop up. I mean, I'm hearing that he's running around saying that he's disappointed with Spencer Brown and he feels shoved out because he brought him in and blah blah blah. And Spencer's now big mates with Turkey and he's got Gold Star Promotions in mix and that. And John's running around saying Spencer piggybacked off him and all that. I don't know about all that. I mean, I'd like to think that they were all mates, but do you see it's a bit of sour grapes because John's on outside looking in?
Yeah, that's proper in house. I've not heard about that, but yeah, that's crazy because wasn't he like he's manager or something like that whole team? Yeah,
Yeah. Well, he ended up coming on board. Well, Mick Hennessy were involved, wasn't he, for years with him, and then he's got his son involved. He's a memorabilia guy, Spencer. He's actually half all right.
yeah.
Uh,
He looks like he's a cool guy, to be
yeah,
fair.
he speaks pretty elegant. Oh, I've spoke to him on phone a bit when Mickey Theo were going to fight John and all that, he got involved and all that, and then it all got pushed away. I think basically John's arsehole fell out.
Yeah,
Big fighting man. He's not had a fight. He's been out of jail nearly 10 years. Not only person he's slapped is Usyk's corner man and Asif Valley. That's it. Two small men.
yeah, and he was bleeding off his own headbutt. So
Yeah, he will bleed off his own head, but you couldn't
yeah,
back it up, could you? It's like bull in a china shop, innit?
yeah,
Okay. So you've got AJ to win on experience. No problem. I can understand that. A lot of people are picking Peter Fury's picking AJ on experience. What do you think to British boxing media at the moment?
I don't know, like just they're not asking the real questions. Everyone just pity pattying around. There's been so much stuff going around that everyone wants to know, and everyone just asking the same old questions. You can even see the people that are getting interviewed are getting tired of. There's nothing. I don't know if they're being scripted of what to ask. I don't know, but the boxing public, what we want to know and what we see on. To be honest with you, I've cut down on. I used to watch IFL and all of them, but I've cut down completely on. I just don't not interested. Really not interested
Yeah,
as
I
much.
started watching that Puppy Parsons channel, the Stomping Ground. A big shout out
He,
to the Stomping Ground. What do you think to him? He started out really good, didn't he, when he came
no,
to the scene?
one channel I kind of like because I can see he doesn't just do 100 videos for the sake of it. Each of his videos is decent content and he gets good people on, and that's why I watch his ones, to be fair, but his ones are more new, isn't it? So yeah, I
Yeah,
like what he does, but IFL, they just flood you with just so many other videos that are irrelevant, and they don't ask the questions.
I like Puppy Parsons. I always give him a big shout out. But recently, I'm starting to notice that he's becoming a bit of a PR man for Eddie, like hammering Oscar De La Hoya in his titles with one-liners that Eddie comes out with. Now, that's put-up jobs, that. And this is what happens, you see. They start out really good, and then Eddie gets his hands on them and sort of like ruins them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He was asking direct questions, a bit like Umar IFL Umar. When he started, he was very on point. Now that Bricktop's give him that Box Nation channel to run. He's just become an in-house media guy.
Yeah, he's eased off a bit. Yeah,
Eased off a bit. Okay. Anthony Yarde and Bricktop. I know Yarde lives near you, doesn't he?
yeah, he's more east of the east. I'm south, he's east, but yeah, not far. Yeah,
Yeah. What area are you from?
south, like Lewisham sides.
Lewisham. Well,
Yeah,
Yarde's, is he Bethnal Green or something, Yarde, or South, East London?
East London, Stratford, around that sort of area. Yeah.
I rate Yarde. He's a massive puncher. Do you think he's took wrong advice from Tunde on this, and they look like the park took, don't they?
Whatever's gone on, whether who's in the right or not, we don't know. One thing we do know, he's missing out. He's getting on he's getting burned at the end of it because he's not active. It's only going to affect him. There's only a certain amount of training you can do, and he's someone that I can see trains really hard. But if you're not getting any fights, whenever this is sorted out, you're going to need what? You know how people want? They want 2 combat fights, 1 combat fight. Then you've got to get yourself back in position for a world title. So it's all time off his career. That just really and truly, it's only hurting him. Where if I was him, I'll just say, you know what, whatever there is, I'll take the last fight if it is with Frank. This is what I would personally do: fight the last fight you've got with Frank, and then you'll be a free agent. You can renegotiate, do what you want from there. But just be sitting down and waiting. And what doesn't make sense to me is it went to purse bids for actually the world title eliminator, didn't it?
Yeah.
So why would you pull out? Why don't you just let it go to the highest bidder?
Yeah.
That's what you should.
You're still getting paid, aren't you?
Yeah, and if anything, you'll get higher your value in the purse bid than less usually. So I don't know why they pulled out of that. It didn't make sense. So I don't know if it's their advice. I don't know.
Well, they've been spoiled, haven't they, with that Better Beef money and that Kovalev money. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but I know he's got a training team since what fight was it? He's added it's not just Tunde. He's got quite a lot of people, and I know from what I hear, when he breaks down his numbers from what he's got to pay out, then tax, maybe it's a bit more. He wants a bit more money for himself left after, because you know how it goes after.
Oh God! Well, you could get £1 million and end up after everything going on with 200,000.
Yeah, so it's not really £1 million, is it? When you get the offer, so
No,
I think maybe.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. Well, we wish Yarde well. I'm not a big fan of Tunde. I always feel that a fighter should manage himself after 3 years. He shouldn't really need anybody in his ear. He knows what weight, where he wants to be and who he wants to fight. You know, that kind of thing. I think there's too many people chipping away at fighters' money, speaking on their behalf when really they can speak for themselves.
I agree with that. But at the same time, I also believe in loyalty. If a manager's done his job well,
yeah, but it's his trainer as well, and he's already getting 10%. So why does he need any more?
Yeah.
If you're a fighter and you manage yourself, if you're unsure for advice, you ask your trainer anyway, don't you?
Yeah.
And all trainers are doing, if they're managing as well, is just making a couple of phone calls. Why should they get loads more money out of the job? They're not in ring, and I don't agree with it all, mate. A lot of management trainers know my opinion on it. I think there's too many people taking a slice of boxers' purses, and I think it's wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Derek Chisora, have you seen his interview today on IFL? Where he's said to Eddie Hills, "Listen, Eddie, you're good for his sucking dick."
What?
Derek's not bothered, is he, Derek?
Yeah, I'm gonna look out for that one.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna look out for that. I ain't seen that. When was that
today?
IFL,
yeah, it's on IFL this morning. He's in a pink sweater. Derek War Chisora is looking to get in more wars, age 41. So he just keeps chugging along, doesn't he, Derek?
Listen, I thought he's finished years ago.
Gabriel fight.
Yeah, I have to give him credit. I don't know how, but it just goes to show the damage that Joyce has taken from them losses to Zhang, because he was in position for
Joyce won.
He was in a good position for the world title. That's what happens when the heavyweight division gets held up. You just end up taking a fight that you're not and losing, and then back down the ladder.
Okay, Bombay Dave, aka Dave Caldwell, saying Boatsi is a vicious fighter and Amzad Shiraz is an animal. Do you think that's just a case of a trainer who's not really got a stable anymore, trying to big all the fighters up to nip in? Because we all know he's buttered Dylan White up and got him off Mark Tibbs, didn't he? Then got him knocked out first time they trained together and fought, didn't he?
Was it just him who was in the corner for that one? Was that the
David Miller and Caldwell were co-trainer, and Dylan got knocked out against Povetkin, didn't he?
Yeah, that was that link up there. I think he left him after, didn't he? They split after, didn't they?
No. He left Mark Tibbs, didn't he? And after 11 fights, 11 wins, he went to Miller, and Caldwell jumped in as co-trainer. Don't you remember him all in them little
Yeah,
chubby tracksuits?
I remember the fight, but I mean, after he got knocked out, did Dylan get
Oh
rid of
yeah, he
him?
got rid of Caldwell after that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
got rid of him. Yeah.
yeah, he did. Yeah, no, yeah, I think yeah, Caldwell maybe, yeah, because he's not really got much of a stable now. Who's he got now?
We got Opie Price, on he?
When's he lost?
I don't know. He's a small weighter guy. Isn't he? I mean, he left him, didn't he? I forgot his name now. He had this other guy that leave him, but he used to be his go-to guy, didn't he? After Sims's, didn't he, Caldwell?
Yeah, yeah.
It looks like he's trying to get it mixed with Boatsi and Amzad Shiraz. So
Yeah.
interesting. That interesting.
Funny
Maybe.
you say because them two fighters you named, Bratzi and Ham, they're both based out in America now, so he's got no chance.
Yeah,
Both of them,
exactly.
yeah, in America.
Yeah. Have a look. Do you think Flex is going to end up getting somebody in to train soon? Because he seems to be not doing much, doesn't he?
No,
Dominic.
watched the interview on I think it was Boxing King Media of him a couple months ago, and he looks like he's lost the passion for it because he said he doesn't take any fighters unless they're serious and if they're in a, or they're offering a certain amount of money. He doesn't bother anymore. So I think he's kind of lost the passion for it.
Well, Willie Hutchinson and Lee would have left him last two to leave him.
Yeah.
You know, Kell Brook's not fighting anymore. Kid Galahad, who's a technician of a fighter,
What happened to him after he lost? Gone
he's
missing.
gone on. He's retired. Kid Galahad, he's happy.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if he's going to come back. I don't know. He's ended up with a few quid out of that job. I don't know.
Yeah.
I worry for Flex because he's training 25 stone accountants up there at the moment and walking around with a body warmer on and a stick of celery. So he's
Yeah.
dedicated to cause, isn't he? Want to go on to part two, Jake?
Yeah, no problem.
Well then, cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget Porky's International, our sister channel. Pop, pop, bang. I think I'm going to do some arms today. You know, they used to call me when I was in Lindholm 30 years ago, the arms specialist. Pop, pop, bang.